All right, let's talk about a couple other human tendencies that we see in all humans throughout all time around the world. One is the human tendency for imagination. So let's think about early humans again. And early humans didn't have these natural protections and adaptations. And so for their survival, they really had to be able to look at what was around them and decide how they could make it meet their needs. This is the imagination at work. The imagination, looking and saying, wow, I could use that as a tool, or I could use that to make shelter. That tendency allowed humans to use their environment to support their fundamental needs. Now, imagination is a really inventive force, and it tends to drive activity. I think of something and I want to do it. For young children, certainly the imagination is present, but it's immature. It hasn't had a lot of experiences. And so what we offer young children to build this imagination is a lot of concrete experiences and concrete understanding of the world around them so that they can build more images in their minds. For elementary children, we see a shift in their mind. They are capable of imagination in a whole new way. In fact, their imaginations are really the driving force of how they acquire knowledge at this age. They love to use their imaginations to think about the past or to think about something in space. It doesn't have to be something that they've had a concrete experience with, but all the concrete experiences they've had before help their imaginations to function efficiently. Because they know the coldness of an ice cube, they can imagine the extreme coldness of space. So all of that concrete work and experience that they've had under the age of 6 then fuels their imagination for all the further work they need and want to do in the elementary years. Montessori devoted a lot of attention to this idea of imagination, and we will talk more about it, but it is an important tendency that we see, within the children. Abstraction is another human tendency, and it's sort of related to imagination. So abstraction comes when we as humans can, draw away from the essence of something and apply that to anything else that shares that quality. For example, if I have a good understanding of the color red, the quality of redness, then I know that this apple is red, but I can also apply that quality of redness and recognize it in the sweater a friend might be wearing, or, the leaves on the trees in the fall. So that ability to understand concretely red and then apply that quality of redness, that understanding of it to other things is an abstraction. It's that tendency for humans to abstract, to take knowledge and be able to classify and apply it. Abstraction's built on concrete experiences. So young children are, again, they haven't had enough experiences to do a lot of abstraction. I mean, they do as they're acquiring language. That's an abstraction in and of itself, but they still need a lot of concrete experiences so that they can build their capacity for abstraction. The elementary is when we see this tendency start to really fire, that in a sense, children are passing to, varying abstractions all the way through their elementary experience. They're doing it when they first learn long multiplication with concrete materials. And, as they ease their way toward being able to do the long multiplication algorithm on paper without any concrete help. This is sort of the main work of the elementary years, a lot of sensorial experience and passing to abstraction. So these two tendencies, the imagination and the tendency for abstraction, we see happening all the time in the elementary classroom, and we have to be very responsive to supporting these tendencies, anytime we see them.